When Martin Cooper made the first public cell phone call 40 years ago, it took 16 hours to fully charge his brick of a phone.
We didn't have the technology to charge them quickly. If you charge them too fast, they'd explode.
Even then, Cooper only got 20 minutes of talk time. The wireless communication pioneer lives in Del Mar now, and he's seen cell phones come a long way. But Cooper admits charging is still a total pain. To prove his point, he shows me his impressive collection of obsolete chargers. Oh, I used to have one like this. I forget what kind of phone it was for.
Yeah, that's a Samsung. Did you have a Samsung phone?
Yeah, I think so. What if we could permanently get rid of all these chargers? What if our nightstands, desks, cars, and favorite cafes all had wireless charging surfaces embedded right inside them? What if we could, as Jay-Z put it in a recent Duracell commercial,
never be powerless?
Well, we can. In theory, anyway. For that to happen, wireless charging technology would have to be ubiquitous and standardized. The industry hasn't figured out how to do that yet.
Look at a Star Trek episode. You never see anybody turn around looking for an outlet, right? You got the tricorder, you got the communicators, and they just work, right? And that's really the type of experience that we want to show to the world.
Problem is, there's more than one way to do wireless charging. And in the last few years, a bunch of industry groups have formed to promote their own pet standards. They each know it would be best for consumers if one universal standard worked for every phone. The challenge lies in getting everyone on board with a single standard when everyone's partial to their own. In one camp, you've got a bunch of automakers wanting a certain standard inside their cars. In another camp, you've got Starbucks planning to put a different standard in their cafes. And in yet a third camp, you've got industry heavyweights like Qualcomm still working to improve their own technology before going to market. Caught in the middle of all this is Soren Nielsen, the CEO and founder of a small San Diego startup called Devant Technologies. He's trying to get wireless charging pads installed in businesses like restaurants, cafes, hotels.
Nightclubs is a good place where we're going to start our business as well. End of the day, you really want to stay in touch with your friends.
But small startups need support, so Nielsen joined forces with an industry group that backs a specific kind of wireless charging technology called Qi.
It's spelled QI, so pronunciation doesn't come natural, I think, a lot of times in the beginning.
But other industry groups want their standards to win out. Qualcomm has actually joined all three major industry groups in the past few weeks, aiming to be a grand unifier of sorts. They think the wireless charging pads currently on the market aren't quite ready for prime time. But the Qi pad Nielsen showed me worked well enough.
Could I try my phone?
Sure.
I had to slip my iPhone into a special case, but other than that, the Qi standard worked pretty well. And it's already on the market, an obvious plus. But Qualcomm's prototype did work a little better. It could charge multiple devices at the same time, and my phone didn't need to be directly on top of the surface to charge. Minor differences aside, Martin Cooper hopes to see the industry settle on a single standard and not some confusing hybrid approach.
But the more you have to think about it, the worse technology it is. So if you have two standards and you have to remember to switch between one and the other, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Cooper tried out wireless charging for himself not too long ago, with little success. It turns out he wasn't placing the pad he bought right side up. Looking at it, I could understand his confusion. He knows wireless charging is the future, but for now, he's back to plugging his phone in each night. David Wagner, KPBS News.